It says live. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. So good to see everyone. Let me just say, Bosto and Favor. Just to give you a little heads up, I am dog watching this week. So I have a new little puppy, a Sheltie Collie mix, who's got more energy than well, let's put it this way. If we all had this kind of energy, we wouldn't be sitting here, man. We would be out doing it. So good to see everybody. Favor as well. Nothing missing, nothing broken. And we're going to have a fun day. I don't know about you, but I had a most, I don't know, more and more revelations. Just, things are changing. And yeah, yeah. So, how was yours? How is everybody? Hello, Big Al. I got to hear ahead of time. Hello, all the moderators. Hello, David Barry and David Castle. Hello, Big Al. Hello, David Perry. Hello, Marcia Price. I hear Marcia is actually going to be having her website. I know Jenna is helping her on that, and I think it's OregonBeauty.com. And Marcia, love the sigil. Can you send that to me again? Marcia did a Bosto sigils, and I know some of y'all did some as well. And I think we ought to put those in a little collection. Have you read anything about C.W. Ledbetter? That name sounds familiar, but don't recall anything at the moment. I'll have to put it out through the data files. So, hey, Susie Q, how you doing? Thank you. Uh, so, got a lot of people that are really needing healing. Um, I know Amy, she is one of the soul tribes. Her husband went in this morning um, for heart surgery. So, we're all sitting, I've already meditated on it and etc. So, believe it's going to be a positive report. And his name is Leroy. So keep him in your healing thoughts because it works, folks. Um, just a lot of other people. We have a friend whose mother is going in for a double mastectomy. So I sent her a healing stone, Karen, Queen of Quartz. So she is in possession of one of the healing crystals, and it really did touch them. And that's what it's supposed to do. And, so, hey, Robert V. Speaking of Robert V., I know the new channel launched this weekend, the Milky Way Soul Tribe channel on YouTube. Need to get the subscripts up and some more view time so we can get Trina and Robert and guest on live. And that will be fun to see that. This is a Robert Crumb. You'd have to be of the day and era to really know who Robert Crumb was. Mr. Natural and just the Finnegan Freak Brothers and just a whole lot of other type of comics I grew up with. He was definitely in his own unique space. And so, yeah. And so, and the theme of this is singing the blues away. So if you ever have the blues, just sing them away. And that's how we swing here. The card was even with a 2-year-old Sheltie, um, was able to get some meditating time in. But yeah, round circle. There you go. And let's see what else. This is Random Thought Day. Started to do this yesterday, and things just didn't work that way. If you go with the flow that flows within, you'll never have to go outside again. Think about that one. So, we got some very talented people here, very talented people. Maggie, sit down. She's like, yeah, right. Like, who are you, dude? Actually has a lot of respect for me. Lynn says that I am a animal whisperer. But so I want to read this poem because, you know, this young woman, I am assuming young. I mean, what's really old? You know, it's only a construct that's used here. My spirit, your spirit, it's not aging. We just immerse ourselves into a third density to experience time. Time is kind of cool when you think about it. How many of you saw the movie Paul? I've actually done this. And it was actually right where the mountain time zone hits the Pacific time zone. And you can time travel, literally. Yeah. In the film and video industry and audio, particularly, there is a term called time jumping. Technically, I am time jumping. There's a 30-second plus delay between what you're seeing and what I'm actually doing. So in a sense, I am your future. Holy crap! uh, yeah, can you imagine that? That'll freak you out, you know. But technically, and I think that's how we have to do this, is time travel is very possible. In fact, whether you want to go forward, backwards, we haven't gotten the concept of up and down yet, but theoretically we're already there. So I'm just reading some. Yeah, that the chat distracts the bus driver too, so that's why he does not normally look over there. Tomorrow got Miss Trina on, and again, go over there and subscribe over the Milky Way Soul Tribe. Yeah, continue to keep Brian alive. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm going to read this poem because the backdrop on this is, well, I will say this to the young lady. You march on. You are a champion, girl and woman. And you already are powerful. So she wrote, this is a poem. And this has to do with friends around her who use meth. Meth is, if we could see it, I had Chance on here once, and another individual, you know, methamphetamine. There was a group called going up to the country. Anyway, they had a song called Meth and Annie. So yeah, meth is, it's got a wicked vibration to it. It's crystal, but it's a synthetic crystal in the sense that it's actually a portal. And then those who partake of it, they don't know that they're actually saying, hello, friends. So she wrote, the evil walks among us and prey on our light. I am surrounded by the evil who portrays as light. They try every day to take me down, and I laugh in their face and say, let's dance. You shimmy that way, I will shimmy this way. But do realize you won't ever catch me. You may be close, O wicked one, but my power overrides yours. I am not afraid of the dark who chases me, but I embrace the battle to sharpen me in mind, body, and soul. I'm always 3 steps ahead of the wicked I see through the dark to see my light inside of me. Let's go rounds once more and see how long before the evil gives up this fight. For my strength pushes mountains apart, and my voice makes it thunder and rain to cleanse the residue you leave surrounding me. I will dance in that ring of fire and will watch you as you burn to get, let me see, and will watch as you burn to get to me, O evil ones of the night. Watch me take this fight. You can't see me, for I soar above you and look down to see the destruction underneath me. As I watch the lost ones scream and cry, I dry my eye and say, I tried, but you chose the darkness over the light inside. Evil walks amongst us day in and day out, only to try and break us down to devour our internal light. Wrote by me, ALBG. Yeah, talented people. There's another individual writing a book. I've shown you the chapter. In fact, I've invited her on. We've seen how she incorporated Bosto into a children's book. This is powerful, powerful stuff, folks. I mean, this is life-changing stuff. And I'm so happy to see how people are finding there's a lot within us. Far more. In fact, we're going to go all over the place. So just strap in. Um, I'd like to do, and I'm thinking this Friday, any of you who are what you considered skilled masters at tarot or other cards, um, if you want to come on, I think it'd be fun just to do a number of people that I have 3 different sets of different type of cards here. And it's quite interesting to see um, what's going on. So I'd like to do a whole show to that. So if you've got that skill and like to come on Friday at noon, then Marcia says, I find myself saying Bosto. What? You know what, Marcia? I find myself saying it all the time. Whether I'm out, picking up the dog, you know, mess or, you know, meditating. Be of service to others. I read in a email someone just sent me. I think they're in the 3rd book of the Masters. And folks, we are being guided here. We've opened the door to some beautiful, wise spirits, and they're here. They dwell among us. And when we come together as a collective energy, a group, a tribe, they are able to manifest themselves even more. So, hello, Lori. And I always remember Brian saying, I cannot say your name correct. Lek Ek Chavez. I think I messed that up, but hello, dear. Good to see you. Thank you. And so anyway, things happen, you know, revelations. And anyway, the thing that he was writing to point out is that, folks, we're already on the process of ascending. Many of us aren't coming back. Why? We figured it out. You see, to be of service to others, regardless, that's the key. I wrote to Al today, and Al, as I was writing you, that a lot of that was just coming in. We're going to be able to walk right out of this matrix. There's not going to be any need to sneak out. There's not going to be any need to find an escape route. I'm telling you right now, me, you, all of us, there's no power that can, what? What power could restrict us? When you firmly have it as part of your energy to be of service to others. I mean, can you tell me of a higher power? No lower power could ever constrain that. Once you have this into your spiritual matrices, the DNA, if you want to come back, it's by choice then. But many of us are going to, we've got other work to do. This isn't reality, not even by a long shot. So we'll just get right into it because we're going to do some cards. I got some other stuff. And really, I'd like to have at least 2 or 3 people who are really good at card reading. I think Lois is one. I'd love to have you on. Julie, I mean, whoever would come, I think it'd be a great time. So random thoughts. I've been reading a lot. My dreams have been very, very different. And reading more and more about this, it is. That's Satan. Or you could say Lucifer. Or you could say Seth. There's a number of names. This being, who we know where this being came from or originates, may still be there. I don't know. What we know, which planet he comes from in the Orion system. How he came about in religious lore is quite fascinating. And once you open your mind to communicate, listen, there are higher intelligences. They're waiting to talk to all of us. It's just that humanity is a very ignorant, gullible species. There's far fewer of us who are actually able to handle it than the large mass. One day, I believe the mass will, if we make it that far. I don't know. That's questionable. But anyway, getting back to Seti, the Egyptian pronunciation of Nuit, which would be, I guess, his mother, Nueti. These are powerful, powerful beings. Now, whether they existed or not is really not the point here, because the fact that they exist to this day in the collective consciousness, they outdate all the Abrahamic religious gods. Throw them out the door. They're all frauds. These gods, they're the real deal. See, they've been around. Probably, if you want to look at it in the timing, I would probably, it would be a real debate whether Set is Enki, maybe Enlil, I don't know. A lot of correlation between Sumerian, Mesopotamian, and Egyptian. But these gods still exist today. And if you get to know them, they have knowledge to share. Now, you have to get through the drapery, the ambiance of these deities. I mean, death was the number one question for the Egyptians. Listen, Anatep, yep. The first dynasty, the first pharaoh, was not human. It was an alien. It's just a fact. But our memories are so easily wiped. And it's easy for us to believe the myths as opposed to more of the substance. So anyway, we cover a lot here. I mean, we've talked about the Alpha book. I believe those gods are as real as Set. I believe that it's just as real as if there ever was something alive called a Jesus Christ, a Christ, then these deities exist and existed before that. So let's go for a little trip, shall we? I put together a little presentation for us to ponder our thoughts upon as we slowly go down the Steiger random thoughts. And I'll probably may even start doing this regularly. Maybe, I don't know, on a Sunday. I don't know. We'll see how it works. New energy coming in, new energy. So random thoughts. So far, 2020 has been the year to expect the unexpected to happen. And we're coming into the final half here, folks. I think it's going to start picking up. That's just me. All winners have been losers. Remember that. You wouldn't know what winning was if you didn't lose. So that someone needed to hear that. As I said before, you can walk out of the matrix and ascend at any time. Once you've got down the fundamentals, it's time to go on to different proving grounds. Because I think to arrive at that level of consciousness in this density is the key. Now that key can have many different appearances depending on how you're looking at it, but this is the key. I want to talk about this is day 4 of the experiment of rain, heavy rain in Denver, Colorado. Folks, we've changed the forecast. Lynn has been our objective observer. And when I talked about this last Thursday, we knew exactly what the forecast looked like. And it was hot and dry, mid to upper 90s to near 100 and no rain. Less than 10% chance across the board. Well, that has completely changed. And let me tell you something else that's changed. So keep thinking it. Keep thinking rain, heavy rain. I do it in a rhyme. Rain, heavy rain, all along the Front Range in Denver, Colorado. And it's kind of fun when you're just out walking or exercising, just to do it as a limerick. Rain, heavy rain, along the Front Range in Denver, Colorado. We haven't had the monsoon here for, Lynn and I were talking last night. It's probably been 5 years when we've last had an active monsoon season. Guess what's coming, folks? You guessed it. Now, do I think that we had a change? I absolutely do. The evidence shows it. Ever since we started doing this, what was becoming a serious drought. We're still in a moderate drought here until they update it. But remember, our experiment ends tomorrow at noon. When Trina and I are on, that will be the 5th day. And then we want to see 5 days of what I would call the frequency effect. Then we're going to move on. And I think that there's get this, folks, I counted it. And I didn't write everyone back, folks. It's just too many of you. But there's over 100, nearly 139, I think is last. We're almost at 140 individuals from around the world focusing. And even if it's a minute, that adds, it's what they would call cumulative. And then as we start doing our next targets, folks, this is going to get really interesting. So random thought, cheers, wherever you are. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Mine's wonderful tea that you just can't go wrong with tea. I'm telling you, it's one of the, as we ascend, and who knows, we may all be on different paths. But you got to look back and say, tea was one of the civilities of the density here. So let's start with this: there is more than just one creator. You start getting that into your head, and it helps as we continue to go down this path. All right. I wrote this in, I don't know, call it, it's how I communicate. It's how, when thoughts are coming, wherever they're coming from. So this is what this source had to say. Mankind has believed that he was the same, that he is of the same creator, and thus all history has been based upon this construct. Even though there are hundreds, I could literally said thousands, tens of thousands of different religions that each hold that it was their, quotation, quote unquote, creator who created man. And the story spread out from there into the collective consciousness. It's like a tumor. A tumor, what makes a tumor so bad and so difficult to remove, it's not the center of it. It's the tendrils, particularly metastasizing tumors. That's why they're so deadly. And it spreads into our collective consciousness, that no matter how separated we may be in our beliefs, man was still from one single source creator. You know, it's like, hey, this is the human club, man. You know, and you only if you're human can you be part of this club, man. We don't dig what y'all have to say, man. This is the club of man. Can you dig it, man? I mean, man, come on, get with it. This is the man club, the human club. Oh, yeah. And we're a bigoted, racist bunch because we only want humans. No one else is allowed. It only works if that's the truth. But that's absolutely no evidence to back this truth up. Give me 1 second. I want to thank you. All right, consider this. But what if this was not the case and was as far from the truth as a lie? What if there are many different creators, capital C for those who are just listening, which with each creating their image of what being human actually is, and that the outer shell is but the master template, but what really counts is what occupies the inside, where the true uniqueness of each masterpiece of the individual creator is on display for all the other creators to witness and marvel or ridicule the creator's creation. So what I'm saying, or what the source was saying, you've got to begin to understand there's not one singularity out there. Not in this realm. This is the realm of where you go to create when you reach a level of ascension. It's where the density of matter itself is malleable enough to be created by an intelligence that has gone along the ascended route and is now ready to begin to create what we would call avatars, soul golems, whatever you want to call. And we have the template in which to create from. Bipedals, humanids. We are a genetic creation within itself, but not what we think. It has always been assumed that all spirits and or souls, depending on your point of view, are of the same substance and from the same creator. Really, the epitome of arrogance on display. But what if that is the deception? One creator, one man, and male dominated? What if there are more than one creator and no such thing as an actual human? I've studied, very long time, many of you as I've concluded there is no human. It's a fable, a myth. And from that myth, that fable, a whole reality has been built around it, a science, a religious perception. What is it to be human? You can't define it any better than the great philosophers have. We were told we were human, just as we were told that this is Earth, the center of the universe, right? Reality is there is no we as being the only sentient beings in these meat suits. And the truth is, there are fewer actual human beings, quote unquote, than mankind thinks or believes. And it could be there are no humans of any kind, that the only thing that exists is the name only. Whether you come from a Bible doctrine, Muslim, Hindu, Jewish, whatever, you're told you were a human. You were told you were created by whatever God it is that you give homage to. No evidence of it, none. In fact, all the hard evidence contradicts it. Because frankly, we don't know. The evidence suggests that there are many different essences occupying these avatars. Thus, the reason there are so many different beliefs within the confines of one supposed species, and no agreement within all of these constructs. Stop and think for a second, folks. Step outside the matrix. You can do that. You really can. And look at this collective. Look at what it is to be human. There's no agreement of anything. None. And supposedly we've been here, I don't know, we only have records that go back, written records, 8,000 years or less. We have cave drawings. The Aboriginal people believe that they have records, written records, that I think I am correct on this, 50,000 years. We don't know. We just don't know. And I don't ever, how you could ever have unity when you have such ambiguity as to the foundation of a species is completely insanity. If we were to be honest with ourselves, we would see that there is little evidence to support any of the beliefs humans have created as sensible reality. I mean, let me just speak very bluntly here. You read, I don't care if it's the Bible, the Torah, the Quran, the Vedic, whatever it is. The cockamamie stories at the beginning have, you have men flying up on horses. You've got snakes talking. You've got unseen supposed super beings that completely, and then you got this this adolescent tyrant that can't figure out what the hell it is. I can go on and on. And yet, you're telling me that, well, Wayne, these are the foundations of us as a species. Of course, God created us. He created us in his image, while we're the crown of creation of all creations. Bullshit. That's total bullshit. It has no more foundation than a masturbation fantasy, and that's exactly what it is. The Human Genome Project proved conclusively that there is no such thing as an actual human, which can then directly implies we are not what we think we are, which then demands an answer as to who we are. Then, if not human, then what? We really think that we're all filled with the same thing inside. And folks, I can't find anything that validates that. Oh, you're going to give me, I know the exact thing in Genesis 3:9. The supposedly God breathed into the nostrils of the man, and the man had a soul, a living soul. Well, this is the same cockamamie story that we got with some snake coming up. Well, no, Wayne, that's metaphoric with the snake. What, the breathing crap? What if this God had bad breath? I mean, I'm supposed to accept that as your story? Oh, you're telling me I have the spark of the divine. Oh, okay. And where does that originate from exactly? Well, where does this cockamamie idea that we're somehow supposed divine beings? Tell me exactly where that originated from. Oh, it's the same story I'm supposed to believe some cat rode up on a horse into heaven. I'm going to come back on a horse. A flying horse, I guess. Really? So as it appears to me, we must address the question further, exactly who was on this planet? And if we are not the same as to the substance or essence of our spirits and or souls, and maybe not even the same creator then, this really makes the quest even more delicious, doesn't it? I have evidence that I would present to you as the jury that my theory is much more of a foundation of substance than all the rest of these, because I'm going to use their very stories as the indictment against them. Worlds divided because of religion. So imagine we are not of the same creator. What makes sense? Makes sense why some people have such an aversion to one particular religion or any religion at all. Does this not make much more sense than the single creator? And actually, the evidence has been right in front of us all along. Maybe all of the so-called sacred writings have been written from the point of view of many different creators. And it is just that humans think they know who the creator is, but the truth is humans have not a clue as to what creator they are referencing and what actually inhabits a body and from where it originated from, or by what, or by whom. Just saying. I mean, I studied and studied and studied. And one of the things that I realized that even in the book, the Epic of Gilgamesh, which later the Hebrews stole and incorporated it into basically a white European religion, that within those first 3 chapters, you're talking 3 different type of gods. Maybe the one type of God that can make a human isn't strong enough or mature enough to create a planet. We don't look at it that way, do we? And that if you are a graduating ascended spirit who has now become a God, capable of creating focus, you would have different degrees of that. There can't be just one single omnipotent, omnipotent substance. Because if that is ever the case, then all creation ceases. It's the problem with the creation theory. Excuse me, is that you're saying that if there's one perfect being, really? I don't think thought is perfect or unperfect. It just is. And if you can ever begin to understand that and how that begins to apply to everything downwards, there can't be a single creator. I believe there are many different creators. We shall witness and see the difference of souls. I think we're already seeing that, folks. I really do. Give me 1 second here. So, and there is a second part to this, but I want to, wait a minute. Go back up there we go. All right, Steiger. So, hey, I'm back. This is deep thought. Folks, if the path of ascension isn't to eliminate the fear, then what is it? People tell me, well, you have to seek God. Why? Why? It makes no sense that why would I have to find a God? If I'm part of a creative process or a creative thing, an essence, well, then that creator would be inside of me anyway. Why would I need to go look for a God or a religion? It doesn't make sense. Because what I have witnessed today in the world, you can't show me anything that man has thought of that's working. Nothing. And it's leading to a very, very bad place. Bad in the sense that living things don't want to be experiencing that. That tells me that's a manifested reality. Something, someone, us, has manifested this. A world that's in chaos. And I'm not buying this crap that, well, it's the end of days. Maybe the end of an age and the beginning of a new one. Yeah, I can accept that. I can also accept the fact that with those vibrations and frequency changes, it's beyond a religion, dogma, ideology, philosophy, or political point of view. There's something much more at going on here? And again, I see no evidence of any of these belief systems doing anything but ripping us apart. Wherever I go, I see people on the edge. Twice we saw almost literally fistfights. Home Depot, Kroger. What's going on with people? And if and I'm telling you, do not watch the news. Don't. They are intensifying the programming because this thought is more stronger than theirs. They just have numbers on their side. We have spiritual forces on ours. Yeah, they got them over there, but not like what we have. We're unleashing potentially, folks, the biggest threat to every power structure on this planet. The 139, and I'll say 140, I'm thinking positively, that are now working in this experiment. We start getting good folks, and we become a threat. We become a threat to virtually everything that's out there because we will see through what exactly it takes. Remember, we're not changing reality. The only thing we're doing is identifying a specific size, portion, shape. And all we're doing is imposing our reality in a defined space. And in thought, those spaces can't be measured. That's why when people come together in these type of collectives and they figure it out, that's when it gets the others very afraid. True. And the fact that we don't have a religion behind it, and we don't have a political agenda behind it, and we don't have a humanist philosophy, oh my God, that makes it even more. Because we figured out it's up here. We know what radiates here from the solar plexus. Folks, I'm telling you, you need to get your solar plexus in shape. It's the source of all of you, all of us. It's not here, folks. It's here. This is where the spirit departs from. I'm almost convinced this is where we enter in at. Think about what I'm saying here. Thank you, Troy. Yeah. Heavy stuff, isn't it? I know it is. I know it is. But, and the thing about it is, being of service to others, how does the matrix hold you? How does any religion hold you? How does the construct heaven and hell hold you? How does the construct purgatory, wherever you want to say these cockamamie things, how does it hold you? What higher vibration could one spirit possess, but with the single source and the single idea being service to others? I mean, you get 5 gold stars. You get to come to the front of the class. Yeah. You even get a Barca lounger. Everybody else has to sit in those straight up chairs. Yes, Darth, it is. Isn't it fun to say it when people? What does Bosto mean? Well, be of service to others. I actually had one person go, why would I be service to others? You see, that person isn't filled with the same substance. He doesn't have the same soul that I do, same spirit. He's of a different creation. I can accept that. In fact, the more if we can accept that, the better off we'll probably all be. Imagine the discovery the human races, and again, what is the race we're racing? I don't know. But let's just say sapiens may be on the quest that will ascend the species. Because now we get to where religion and dogma have repressed the entire idea, but yet they don't have a problem bringing in the angels, the demons, and all the rest of it. Well, what are they? Are they the same substance of us? Oh, no, no, no. Oh, well, you just validated my whole thesis. No, Steiger, you're a demon. Actually, someone write that. You're a demon, and we're going to look forward to absolutely destroying you. Really? I ain't feeling the love here with your religion here. That's the problem. There's just no love here. I mean, no found, and but yeah. And so maybe then if we begin to realize that we're all here in this plane called Earth, these avatars, these bodies, but we're of a spiritual substance from all over the universe. Might answer a lot of questions, wouldn't it? Yeah, I know. And isn't it funny how our Crumb was good at that? Someone was talking about the shirt. So, okay, so I wanted to get this in. Oh, this is fun. I think it begins to answer a lot of questions. A lot of questions. We can't be from the same source. No. And if we begin to recognize that, well, that changes everything. I wonder how you could begin to racially divide spirits now. Well, he's of that spirit. Oh, they already do that. And that's exactly what I've heard in church so many times. Well, they're just not of the same spirit of us. No shit. Now we're really seeing what's really being said here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting it. All right. So, someone has been asking, and that's cool. I don't have a problem. So about spells for prosperity, I found one. And remember, all spells can only work if you have faith in the spell. All right. All right. This one is to open the doors of prosperity into your life. So it's said, let your wealth bloom, the spell work. This is from a woman who is a practicing witch. This is Rose's cinnamon toothbrush of protection and prosperity. Sometimes, spells and rituals, they seem ridiculous, but that's sometimes why they work. What you will need is a toothbrush. Hopefully you have some, a toothpaste, cinnamon, and one white candle. All right. Try to do this simple ritual once a week at least. You've got to brush your teeth anyway, so try it. Step 1, decide if you're going to do this one in the morning or in the evening or both. Hint, doing this one in the morning will attract prosperity and good luck into your home. Doing it in the evening will bring protection and security to all living in your home. So, step 2, lay your toothbrush and toothpaste on the counter next to your sink. Step 3, sprinkle cinnamon around your sink so as it's a half circle around your toothbrush and toothpaste, but is open to you. And by the way, use a plate on this. There are some surfaces and that, right, cinnamon can stain. That's all I'm saying. Step 4, place your white candle at the top of the half circle of cinnamon inside of the half circle. So you have it like this, and then you have the circle right in there. Light the candle and close your eyes. And in step 6, here's what you do. If you're doing the spell in the morning, say, with every stroke of this brush, I attract more prosperity and luck to this home. This energy will follow me wherever I roam. Brush be ready, brush be quick, attract what I need and make it stick. Again, all spells, remember, rhyme. I like that one. With every stroke of this brush, I attract more prosperity and luck to this home. This energy will follow me wherever I roam. Brush be ready, brush be quick, attract what I need and make it stick. Cute, isn't it? If you're doing a spell in the evening, say, with every stroke of this brush, I attract security and protective energy to all in this house. This energy will follow us wherever we roam, safe from tragedy, heartache, and ill. Brush be swift, cleanse all, and then be still. Go to sleep. Step 7, if it's morning, as you brush your teeth, visualize a very specific increase in prosperity for you as every day goes by. Again, if you do this with faith, imagine how you will feel when prosperity begins to find you in the subtle and possible dramatic ways. Write a play in your head. With every brushstroke, the images in your mind should intensify as they are already occurring. And, when I did this, I just started laughing because I use one of the water pick electric toothbrushes. And I just started laughing and I said, I can't process that quick. I can't keep up with it anyway. And it proved to me in one way it works because where you have joy and laughter, that seals the spell, believe it or not. If it's evening, with each brush stroke, imagine a white light in the shape of an eggshell grow in intensity around each living thing in your home. Imagine stones coming at you and watch them bounce off this protective shield that continues to get brighter and stronger. Step 8, when you're done, snuff out the candle, don't blow it out, stuff it out, and then clean up and go about your day. Make this a little daily or weekly ritual, and you'll see things begin to change in such a positive ways. Write them down too. Remember, no faith, no magic, no results. Last thing, as we get ready to close out, and I still didn't finish it, time is going to be changing, folks, literally. That's all I'm going to say. The next other thing is, are the gods of today the same as old? You can't be biased on this one. If you say one God exists, then they all exist. And I'll end this one. Watch for the trump card. That's all I've got to say on that one. So, well, I almost got everything in. Almost. All right. Fun, isn't it? A lot of stuff. By the way, these are what they call the Shai G Oracle cards. They're from the Palladians. I always love taking these out because they're, and as you can see, there's a lot of them. And sit down. Maggie is restless. She is a beautiful, beautiful puppy dog. So let's just pick one out. Let's just see randomly. Remember, if you want to come on Friday, let's do a card reading day. This would be fun. Just all right. Let's see what the Palladians have to say to us today. Call on your guides. The synchronicity. It's almost becoming, blasé, right? Never does. Connect with them and realize that some of your guides are different facets of you, and that in the end, everything is one consciousness. Work with your guides and know they love you. I like that. I can dig that. Yeah. Okay. We didn't get to Barbara DeLong's cards, the cosmic deck of initiation, but we will, and then we'll get into, and I understand this young lady has got more of these. Go to Etsy, type in the Black Prism Oracle, if you want them. I like them. I really do. And so, all right, folks, this has been fun. I told you we would have fun today. This was a good example of that. So I hope you don't have the blues. Thank you for everyone joining in. I so appreciate it. This is a fun time. It really is. We grow, we work, we expand, we discuss. Even sometimes we may not even disagree or agree, but that's part of the process. Yeah. Don't forget to go over to Milky Way Soul Tribe. I need to get that link. So Robert V, send that to me. I guess I could actually go and do that as well. Thank you, Barry Child. I appreciate that. Really good show today. I like that. It was. And Bosto to everyone. Yes, Bosto. Soon, t-shirts will be coming out. Some of y'all are just so, well, positive is not one of the words that would come to mind. But thanks everyone. I much love all of you. Lori and Deborah and Robert V and Peter and David Barry and how there's just all of you. Emperor Rex, so good to see you. It was fun. This was a fun show. I enjoyed it. But think about this, how the dynamics could change about us. Yeah. If we're all not of the same spirit, that is a construct that is worthy of deep thought. Alrighty, folks, I'll see you tomorrow with Miss Trina. And in the meantime, have yourselves a Bosto of a day.